Hello there, this is a video accompanying the Joomla tutorial series developing an MVC component, and in this step we're looking at adding custom fields. And it's the first video I'm planning to do in conjunction with this step. In this first one I'm going to look at general considerations and then look at plugins in the second one. Now, custom fields were added in around Joomla, I think 3.7, and probably the most significant extension of functionality in these later stages of Joomla 3. I believe it was DP Fields, an external extension which was actually incorporated into the core. But it was incorporated in a way that could be easily extended to custom components like ours. So it really doesn't require a lot of work to enable custom fields to be supported on our component. And if you're intending to kind of build a component and make it available to others, you maybe want to enable them to be able to create custom fields of their own in this component. So let's look at some of the aspects. If we look at down through the code, the first thing we come to is the two items which we add to the sidebar, and that's these two items here, fields and field groups. And as you can see, I've been playing around and adding various fields and field groups. By the way, there is a good tutorial on the Joomla pages about managing custom fields, and well worth going through that. I'm sure there are other good tutorials on other sites as well. Notice one thing is whenever you're in fields and field groups, if we go up to the top, you can see that it's actually com fields, which is the functionality which is running here. That's the component, and similarly to when we added categories, and it was com category which was actually running there to enable all the categories to be managed. If we continue on down, we find this thing get contexts, and this is what appears here. So this little drop down here, which enables you to set custom fields either against Hello World records, Hello World items, or against Hello World categories. And this is where we encounter our two language strings, because we need to put in a language string for this, as well as a language string for this Hello World component up here on the top left. The validate section comes in for our front end functionality, and it's described in the text, so I'm not going to go over that. But if we're looking at editing a Hello World record, for example, we want to be able to add in field values for the various field groups and fields that we've defined there. So we need to have this displayed on our edit form, and it's this line here, this rendering of this layout file, which does all of that work for us. In fact, it will do more than that for us, because it will also put out things like parameters. So we have to actually tell it the field sets that we don't want it to look at, because we're putting them out ourselves. So this little layout here is going to be responsible for setting all of these tabs here in our layout file, in our edit form. If we go through to the permissions, you can see new permissions that we need to define. If you remember back on the access control list stage, we have these ideas of hierarchies, both on the asset side of things, the entities that we're setting permissions against, and the user groups. So at the bottom we've got, say, an item, which in our case here is going to be a field, and then a field group, and then a component. So if we look at our code here, we've got the field down here at the basic level, field group, and then component. And because we're introducing this new type of permission, core edit value, down at these lower levels, we have to then add it in to our component so that it matches this hierarchy here. And of course, if we deny it at the top level, for a user group, for example, we set core edit value to deny, then that is going to have an effect on all of the field groups and fields down in this hierarchy. Then we come to the front end, and this is what the stuff I'm going to talk about in the next video. The other one is our form, and there's a bit of jiggery pokery that we need to undertake really to get it working well, and you can read about that in the tutorial. But as you can see, it works fine, and then you get these fields. And if we change, for example, the category, language category, you'll see this post, which is the message which is going up to the server to reload the page, and the params once again will get the down the bottom we will have the hello world reload task set, and also our model name form, which we use in that code to get it all working. So I think that's about it for this video, and as I say, in the next one I'll look at what we need to do to get these things on our hello world record output. Thanks for watching. Bye.